transition. And we're live. Woo!
Hello. Welcome, ladies, gentlemen, and infernal masters, to that 6+++ show. I am your host, Tom, and I am very excited to be here for our 50th week. It's our 50th episode. 50th episode, I think.
Yeah.
It's not a straight up anniversary, but we've done 50 of this podcast. It's very cool. Get the horn out. And we are celebrating with a little Pluse-stravaganza. We're taking it easy. We're going to play some games. We're going to have some fun. And we've also got some very exciting announcements about the future of the channel, future of the team, a bunch of stuff we're going to be doing and putting on offer for you guys going forwards as well. So loads of stuff to stay tuned in for. So please do stick about and get involved in the games. They're all going to be very interactive. And we will see if you guys are up to the task of the labyrinthine puzzles that we've set you. So what we'll do is our usual sort of intro, hobby roundup, Plus roundup first, and then we'll get into the festivities and the celebrations and the announcements. So it would be remiss of me not to introduce my attending team, and I have to start in one place and one place only, and that is with my dear leader, Chris. Chris, how are you doing?
I am very well. How are you doing?
I'm actually very good. I think I've got a cold coming on because I went to a day festival on the weekend, and it's catching up with me because I'm old, and I'm definitely starting to feel it. But I've been painting Votan because I'm going to Saffron Slam with Votan this weekend.
You are
just getting those last few units over the line. I've got a tasty matchup with Eldar round one. I hate to do it to him, but sometimes sometimes you just need to take the Eldar down round one and just roll through.
Yeah,
And so I'll do what needs to be done. I'll use my speed and positioning and guile to out position him and just get him down.
It's the strength of your army. So
yeah, exactly. We're really good at that. So that's going to be really fun. I'm actually super excited for Saffron Slam. Cannot wait. What is new in your 40k life, Chris? What have you been up to?
I went to a tournament.
Yes, you
quite
did.
A big tournament. But other than that, not much. Today I did start building some Wraithguard in memory of the WTC, which is this week, and nearly every Eldar list has 10 Wraithguard in. So I'm just doing my bit to stir the pot there. And then hopefully I'll get to use them at the EA Slam, which is at the beginning of September, which will be like one last hurrah, I have a hunch.
Yes.
It's that situation where I'm like, this will be the final time I play pre-nerf or pre-points nerf Eldar.
Yeah.
What do I want to take?
I'm already seeing a meme where it's like the Indiana Jones going back for the hat, and it's you getting those points in at EA Slam before the door comes down.
Only my list is Wraith Knight, 10 Wraith Guard, Avatar, Incarn. And that's basically what
double Avatar is so tasty. So tasty.
With a little bit of point scoring thrown in elsewhere. That's what I'm probably going to take, just because all of those things will probably go up, and we won't be able to take them all together anyway. So I thought it'd be quite good fun.
Makes
and
sense.
I've still got a couple of units of Warp Spiders in there, a couple of units of Shadow Spectres, so I'll be able to score some points. But it doesn't really matter when your opponent's dead, right?
No, it doesn't so much. No, it doesn't seem to. And Leeds certainly provided some data to that effect. So yeah, no, that's very much the way of it. For the Avatar, your paint scheme, you've obviously got all the different colours. What are you thinking for him?
Great question. I've not quite made that jump yet.
You got to get some pinks on, right? Because I think he'll rock pink.
Blues.
Yeah,
I've seen some quite nice pink and blue ones out there, so I'll probably just do what I do best and just copy something else.
That's a solid way to do things in this hobby, as we all know very well.
You could have him like a majority black with like the glow coming out of him being pinks and the blues.
Yeah.
Could like volcanic-y, but like fluorescent volcanic.
The airbrush. Yeah, I like that. It sounds good.
He's announced himself, so I'll bring him in next. But Aaron is also here. Aaron, how are you doing, man?
Yeah, good, thank you. Good.
Excellent. What's new in your 40k life, Aaron?
I have just built and have started painting some custodian wardens. Finally got my hands on them.
Very, very nice. So this is continuing to refine your custodians list you've been playing for a few weeks now.
Yeah.
And heading more towards more bodies and away from tanks. Is that the thinking?
Yeah, it's just it's the last unit that I need to have to be able to take all the different units. So be good to have them and test them out.
They're very
not
good.
As killy, but they're a lot more tanky.
Yeah, they're super good. Whether in a 6 or in 3s, they really catch people out as well. So they're fun. I hate them, which is a good sign usually.
Yeah, we're 8 games in and we've lost 1.
Oh, that's very good. Shiny golden
it
boys.
seems to suit me.
It does. It does suit you. It suits the way you like to do business on the front foot, and that is very, very, very good. I am also joined tonight by Davey.
Oh, hello. How are you doing?
I'm very good, thank you.
Nice to see you
I'm
all.
very good. It's nice to have you back on. Been a little
Long
while
time
since I
no
saw you.
see.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
It is. Yeah. What's new in your life, Davey? How are things?
Oh, things are good. What is happening, really? I've not really had much in the way of tournaments and stuff. Booked in, because usually I was the one who was like, oh, yeah, I've got one this weekend, one next weekend.
You were keen tournament goer.
Yeah, just when I was getting slapped around in the end of ninth. And it's like, yeah, I just keep going and getting punched in the face. It's so much fun.
It's so good. You're going to get punched again this weekend. It's like Fight Club.
So after Barcelona and then the teams tournament we went to, I've just booked in with Mr. Wilson up above to the top that way. Or that way maybe. We're just booked in to go to the Goonhammer Open.
Yeah.
Which I'm
that's
very
exciting.
Yeah,
that's an excellent event. I've only been to it. Oh no, I have been to it twice. I had my worst ever defeat with Drakari at Goonhammer Open on live stream. That was fun. And I also, our community page made me take Night Lords to another one. So it's never been a happy hunting ground for me, the Goonhammer Open, but I have had some amazing games, and it's because they're obviously very smart at what they do, and they put their own spin on the terrain and the design. It's really interesting. It's a slightly different event. It's not exactly what you'd normally do, and they put a hell of an event on. There's some very strong players there. You'll have a very good time.
No, I can't wait, and that'll be my last event for a while. But then to that event, I've kind of got the list that I want to take, and it requires mind my language, but a lot of painting.
Yeah,
the most amount of painting I've ever had to do in a short period of time. So that's going to be fun. And of course, I'm repainting all my terrains. So, yeah.
So what's new? What are you redoing?
So I'm just bored of purple and blue. Everyone's got it. Like you go to events, you're like, oh, that person's just got my army, but better.
That's totally fair. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going with the High Fleet Tiamat, which is one of the new ones I've done.
Oh, that's cool.
A light blue.
Yeah.
I don't like the greeny shell, so I'm going to probably turn that a little bit more black. So it's like the light blue will kind of shine out a bit more, and then I kind of like this kind of Frost World theme as well.
Yeah.
So I think that'll all kind of hopefully pan out. I'm still doing test models, so I really don't know. I haven't landed on what I'm going to do yet, but
that's cool though. I think that sounds like that'll pop quite nicely once it's done.
Yeah, I think so. Hopefully, otherwise I'll have to paint them all again.
It can happen when you played an army for a long time and suddenly you're like, I'd love to just make this look completely different. I have this with the Drakari all the time, where I'm like, I wish I'd just done the Incubi Darkness Drakari because I love it. It's such a lovely dark scheme. So what I do is I just paint that on all my other armies instead. My Votan, I've got a Drakari scheme now instead.
Yeah.
Xenos armies, right? Xenos armies can really be any color you want them
That's
to be.
the thing. You can
and
just
you always
reinvent.
find when you're like, oh, that looks sick.
Yeah. That's it. You're not beholden by chapters or anything else. Right, I'm going to take the moment to just shout out some people because we've got some messages in the chat. So Hashford says, in the gym, so can't watch properly, but wanted to jump in the chat and say happy 50th. Thank you very much, Hashford. That means a lot to us. Enjoy the gym. I was going to go today, and then I absolutely have not gone because sometimes that happens. That's my struggle. Sean Kate was in the chat. Hello, Sean. Lovely to see you. And he says, texture paint yellow marines. Oh, yeah. They were still on with Ed's texture paint schemes from a while back. Yeah. Absolutely. Someone can do it. I'm not going to do it. Gail Morris is in. Jack is in. Lee Churchwood is in. Dreadmad93 is in. What up, boyos? Absolutely. And Swissly is singing happy birthday to us, which is also very appropriate. I think this show is slightly over a year old because we were a bit more spaced out when we started. I think we're a little bit older than a year, but effectively it's a year anniversary for us. That's how we're treating this. It's a first proper birthday of the show and the podcast. Simon B says, evening all, welcome. Oh, there's lots of you here. This is brilliant. Very exciting to see you all. Okay, so what we'll do now is we will round up what's been happening with the channel in terms of our content. We've got a few more bits coming out last week and this week. And then we'll launch into some announcements, some fun and games, and start celebrating what we're going to be bringing going forwards into 10th edition, which we're all very excited for. So please round up. Capitan, what's new? What have we done?
So Jack brought out a Tau video for his Expanding Empires, all about the WTC list. So for those who don't know, the WTC is this week. Very exciting for those involved in competitive 40k all the countries kind of off playing in the World Championships. And we should probably shout out Scriver, who is gaffer for Wales. He's in Wales, so shout out to Scriver there. Hope you have a great time. And yeah, Jack looked through all the towel lists and has kind of like done a good analysis on those. And then I did a video on the Incarn.
Yes, you did.
The Incarn is everywhere at the moment, and the Incarn is an absolute head fuck for your opponent. As one of my opponents at Leeds was just constantly like, "You can do what? No, and then you can do that, and then you can charge." I'm really sorry.
Yeah.
When I die and when you die. So yeah, there's so many. It's just fundamentally it's a hard model to play around, but there's also a lot of like quite interesting set plays you can kind of come up with.
Yeah.
So I kind of it's like a 30-minute video, just going through how to use the Incarn aggressively, defensively, in like some set plays you can use, how to try and get her out to safety, what her uses are in certain matchups, and that sort of thing. And you know, it should be relevant for a while, hopefully.
I think that will stay relevant.
It would be interesting to see if the Incarn, or if she does go up, how much she goes up and whether she still makes it into lists. I mean, if she went up like 30 points, I'd still be taking her, right? If she goes up 100, maybe not. So that will be something we have to decide on. But if you're playing any sort of tournaments anytime soon, she will be there. So definitely check it out. It's got good reviews and feedback and stuff. So check that out. In terms of stuff coming up, Tom has just revisited State of Play.
Yes, we're back at it, baby. So with State of Play, the issue I've been having is that there hasn't been an awful lot of surprises in the competitive meta in recent times. So I've been struggling to find exciting armies and builds to do State of Play about. But fortunately for me, Chris Radford, who's a lovely man and friend of our very own Ed Fawcett, went all the way to the flipping semi-finals with Deathwatch at Leeds on the weekend and slayed a whole bunch of top players on top lists on his way there, played the absolute crap out of the army. And Deathwatch are a really interesting prospect at this moment in time, and I got him to give the full download on all the tricks and tools you can use to make Deathwatch sing right now, and he talks through the sort of key elements of his matchups across his weekend at Leeds as well. Chris was a really lovely guy, super smart, loves a little natter, loves to sort of talk through the ins and outs of his strategy, and we had a really good time.
Yeah, so that'll be coming out soon, and Alex came over with his Deathwatch. Played into my Harlequins for a battle report, which was, it was really fun. Like, obviously, I've been playing Eldar all this time, and then I'm like playing Harlequins, which is still Eldar, but massively nerfed Eldar. So I don't have all this extra CP now to spend. And what do you mean I can't get in their deployment zone turn one? How do you play a normal army now? I don't know. But that was really cool, just to kind of bring back the Harlequins, and there were some cool moments in that, and it's the bite-sized bat rep format. So we've got those coming out. We've got the Tau Part 2 Index in depth as well.
Brilliant.
I'm in a couple of days. I'm off to Scotland for a week, so I don't know how much editing and stuff time I'll get, but I'll be trying to put stuff out as best we can. So yeah, that's kind of it for now.
Yeah, very nice stuff. Absolutely rumbling on through. So I think with that, if you're content, we can get through to some announcements and some promotions of what's coming up.
Lovely.
Very good.
So we, like any great YouTube channel, is going to start trying to take your money in exchange for goods and services. We've had this idea, you know, like for a long time. You know, we enjoy making the content and stuff, but it'd be nice if potentially one day we could maybe make a bit more money out of it, turn it into like a job for some of us. Who knows? And so we just wanted to see how would it go. So we've kind of come up with a whole scheme of a wide range of tiers and things that we think people might well enjoy, like getting involved with. We pride ourselves on kind of like the community we're building, the way we conduct ourselves on the tabletop, the fact that we are apparently relatable. And that's kind of the goal of this Patreon. I think a lot of different groups offer a wide variety of things. Like, it's a massively saturated market at the moment. You've got your Art of War, who are, you know, really aiming at all those top like competitive levels. You've got the stat check guys doing loads of data stuff. You've got Tabletop Tactics, who've just got the tabletop like the battle report, the 2-hour battle report market locked down. It's quite hard to find a niche. So what we're kind of aiming for is to make it more about you. So we want our Patreon to be about the listener or the person who's subscribing and how we can help them. At no point in any of what we're going to be talking about today is this us going, we're going to make you a 5-0 player. Because we're not 5-0
Yeah, once we figure that out for ourselves, we might share it. Yeah.
Exactly. But we'll talk about it later, but we've got quite a few of us who are quite good at talking about things. It's literally our job to teach for some of us. And we're also, I think we do some quite enjoyable content as well.
We have a good time.
And that is that's the kind of the vibe we're going to be going down, as well as just providing really good value for money. Because we're not out of this to try and make a living just yet. We're just maybe cover our costs in the long run. So that's kind of how we're going down. So the plan for today really is I'm not going to just sit here and spiel at you for like half an hour and make you go, this is a really shit episode. All that's going to happen is I'm just going to dip in and out of telling you what kind of like each of the tiers are, and then we'll play some fun games. Everyone can kind of get involved.
Exactly that. I'm going to make sure our promotion to game ratio stays on point and reasonable.
Exactly that. So let me so there's the PowerPoint.
Thank you very much, Ultimate Funk, and thanks for being such a regular viewer. We appreciate you.
And then, bosh, hopefully that's now enlarged. So
the Patreon,
what will you get? Well, needless to say, we're still going to be producing all the same content that we are doing right now. Okay, so at no point are we going to start taking things away from what we put out regularly to then suddenly make you pay for it. That's not what we're about. We want just people to come and enjoy the 40k content and that sort of thing. So you'll still get your weekly, that 6++ show podcast. We're going to be doing our index in depth, our tips and tricks videos, Jack's expanding empires, Davey's bug watch. We've now kicked on with our bite-sized battle reports. So for those of you who don't know, our bite-sized battle reports are designed to just talk you through the beginning of your turn, what your plan is, and then we come back at the end and say what happened. We don't really show dice rolls. It's all about focusing on how do we score our cards, what are we trying to kill, and that it's designed to be a 15-20 minute video, none of this 2-hour thing where you get to see the blow by blow. But hopefully there's still a lot of learning opportunity there. We've had really good feedback on it in the past, and we now that we feel like we've got a bit of an understanding of 10th, it's time that we can start producing these and not get all of the rules wrong. So that's kind of like the goal around that. As Tom says, going to be bringing back state of plays. We will put some of those potentially behind extra ones behind the paywall, or it might be that we do 2 episodes and sometimes there's a second one which is there. Kind of haven't decided that yet. The rest is Warhammer. Obviously, Lewis and Tom did one. This is all about kind of like the lore side of things. That's really good, like background listening when you're painting and that sort of thing. So
Lewis is planning to do the Tyrannic Wars before long, I think, which will be really exciting.
Tom's going to be doing a new series all about the different teams around. So no Iron Team.
Absolutely.
Planning on interviewing Team Bulgaria, aren't you?
I am. We made mates with Team Bulgaria when we played at one of the team's tournaments, and they're just the most delightful bunch of maniacs. And I will absolutely be interviewing them when they get back from WTC about their experiences. And then I'm going to try and make it a running show where I get in touch with some of the UK teams, talk to people like War Masters, Ignite, etc., and learn a little bit about the ups and downs, ins and outs of running a 40k team and what that takes, and how the teams that you will see out there all the time on the circuit came to be and how they function.
Yeah, I think that'll be a really interesting series. We like to put things to votes on the YouTube channel. That's why Tom took Night Lords to an event. That's why I took Thousand Suns to an event, having never used them before in my life.
Yeah.
And we will carry on giving those out to votes. And on top of that, just any general series that we design and come up with, they'll still go out there on the free channel. That's the kind of the goal there. So as you can see, we've got everything still going. And then the first tier we will talk about is the mighty £1 tier.
Oh,
the Sergeant tier. And you're going to do this because you love us. And you go, you know what, those 6 of us guys, they're great. I don't actually want to spend any more money on them. But £1, just to show my appreciation for how lovely they all are. This is the tier for you. And what we will do is we'll be constantly putting just like backgrounds, behind the scenes stuff, little video clips and that sort of thing. and that will be the first tier which you can kind of go for.
Absolutely, very much a very lovely gesture for people just to show the kind of goodwill and support for the team. It obviously means a lot to us, and no one here is asking anyone to spend money they don't have or can't afford. So I think something like that is just as valuable to us as anything else. Wonderful. Okay. That is quite enough self-promotion, because although we're very good at self-promotion, it can get tiring. So now we're going to duck out and play silly games, because we also enjoy playing silly games. That's how we ended up here in the first place. So who were we leading with? Remind me, what game we got first?
You, Tom.
Me, sweet. Okay, I'm going to do Guess the Infamous 10th Edition unit. Now, you may remember, ladies and gentlemen, that I did a Guess the Infamous 9th Edition unit at the end of 9th. And luckily, 10th has been so mental that we already have a bunch of Infamous units to do, even though we're only a couple of months in. So I've got 4 units I've plucked out. Some of them are more egregious than others, but they're all things that kind of popped up and were infamous, or people put a lot of hype around them at one point or another during the last few months. I'm going to give you a few little choice bits of details about them, and you've got to try and guess what the unit in question is. Okay.
Is this fastest finger first, or are we writing it down?
Absolutely. First person in wins, and that goes for you too, chat. Though obviously I will try and let some of our slower, visible, present people have a go at it as well. I'm sure the chat will be all of this. I back Lee Churchwood. Lee Churchwood's in there. He's looking pretty serious. I think he's done some stretches. He's ready to go. Yeah, exactly. He was good at this last time. I suspect he'll be good at this again.
I played him last night, and he was doing car phrases throughout the entire game.
I can believe that.
To be fair, it's because he hurt his ankle.
Oh, no.
It's still quite funny, though.
Oh, no. Jack says boulder. Nope.
Oh, okay.
Good effort, though. It's not the worst plan I've ever seen. So, anti-everything weapons in the game. Kill them if you like. They'll only come back anyway.
Acolytes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. It's Acolyte hybrids. There you go. Oh, Adam went in with the wrong ones. Neophytes would do it.
Can we put a limit on how many guesses you're allowed? You're allowed one.
Well, like round robin.
Having seen how Chris intends to approach this, yes, you get one guess per round.
Gaming the system, you don't lay out the rules.
It's quite funny because his approach to this has been his approach to 10th as well. So certainly in the last couple of weeks.
The OP way.
Yeah, just push the button. Right, okay, next up. This is an extremely old kit that gained a bunch of buffs, including lone operative, an extra wound, and a very good precision gun. It's quite clear that GW really wanted to sell a bunch of these before discontinuing them.
Sniper Scouts.
Yes, Chris, very good. It's the Sniper Scouts. Very nicely done. Because people were all over Sniper Scouts. A bunch of people have bought them, and they're not going to exist in a very, very short space of time. So fair play, GW. We look forward to Primaris Sniper Scouts, who will be better and cost £35 a box. So it's going to be a good time. Right, next up. These cheeky, shiny critters hang about within durable bricks of infantry.
Oh, I can't remember what they're called. Plasmacytes.
Cryptids.
Cryptothralls.
Oh, he's done it! He's done it again, helping to tank shots with their feel no pain before getting back up to do it all again. I mean, you led him to that, guys. You were close.
Yes,
I just couldn't remember the name.
Yeah, the Plasmacyte is super cute, but it's not. Yeah. It's not the worst defender. It's the damn.
Is there no such things as Scorpec destroyers anywhere on any battlefield?
Oh, that's who they hang out with. Yeah, so it was indeed the Cryptothrall. Okay, I've got one more. It's powered by dead twins. It's massive. It's scary. It can kill pretty much anything in the game. Yes, Davey, it's the Wraith Knight. Very well done.
It's powered by what?
It's powered by dead twins.
Dead twins?
Yeah, the lore for the Wraith Knight is pretty screwed. It's got like twins inside it. And that's wait, am I thinking of the Hemloth Wraith Fighter?
No,
I think it is the Wraith Knight. I think it's got like twin souls inside it. It's pretty messed up.
Oh.
It's pretty nuts. I'm going to double check that though, and if someone in the chat wants to correct me on my Eldar lore, I can only apologise. But yes, it was the Wraith Knight. Of course, have to end with the most infamous unit of 10th edition, the signature unit of the whole edition thus far. Very well played, Chris. I mean, I think you smashed everyone there.
Yeah.
Yep.
3.
He smashed Aaron. Oh, right. Thank you very much.
Yeah, silver. Termagant poster for Davey. Very well done.
Yeah. Still not good.
It's the one he would have wanted anyway. Brilliant. Okay, so that was Guess the Infamous 10th edition unit. I'll bring it back again soon in a few months because we'll have a bunch more horrifying units to be worried about by then. Yeah, exactly. Get a couple of codexes in and then we'll have some more to whine about. Wonderful. Okay, back to you, Chris.
Right, so let's just go, that's there. Play. So you've gone, you know what, I don't want to give 6+ plus £1. I would love to give them more money.
I'm sure that was everyone's gut reaction.
Yeah, at which point you might go, you know what, I'll give them £4.
Oh.
And this is the lieutenant or lieutenant tier, depending on where you are from.
As long as it's got Primaris in front of it, I don't mind.
Of course. And we're expecting this to be the most popular tier. And there'll be, hundreds of you, simply because that's how many different lieutenants there are. So in this, what we're going to do is the videos we put out on YouTube, we'll put out a couple of days early.
Yeah.
And they will be kind of shared privately if you are on this tier, or higher, obviously. We'll be putting up polls on sort of things for what. Here are some ideas of videos. What would you like? And this is where we're beginning to think about making it more personal to you. What do you want?
We want to have a community that can really curate where we're heading with stuff, right? It's really useful for us to know what kinds of things people want to hear, but also we want to make sure that it's people who who are keen on us and invested in us that help us to kind of steer that direction as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And then on top of that, we're going to be adding on 3 streams. Okay, so I don't know about you, but when I get to hobby and paint, it's really nice to talk to my friends and just like listen to things. I'm sure many people listening to this are probably hobbying live or
playing Baldur's
in
Gate
the future.
Yeah.
So a weekly hobby hangout stream, which is something that you can obviously get involved in live, or you can just play back when you're doing it. And it might be that there's a couple of us who just come on here and just go live.
We'll natter about all sorts.
Yeah, absolutely. It might just be me deciding to paint and I'll just chat crap at you for half an hour, 45 minutes. Who knows how it will go? It's we haven't done it before, but I think it would be quite a nice idea.
Yeah, much more sort of fireside chats kind of vibe.
Yeah,
nice.
exactly. Yeah. Meta forecast weekly stream. Tom, this was your idea, wasn't it?
Yeah, so I've been cooking up an idea. There's a lot of really good meta-related content, and if I have any issue with it, it's that it takes itself extremely seriously. What I'm going to do is wait until all the people that are much better at gathering data than me have chatted for the week. I'm going to have a little look at it, get it all together, and I'm going to put together a very stupid weather forecast, which is 40k weather. And so it will give you some useful information. It will give you a sense of where different armies are at in the game, but it is going to be very silly and very funny, and it's going to be all about really wringing that weather forecast kind of vibe out of it and chatting about the different kinds of ups and downs for different armies. So it should be able to give you a very quick, concise, focused summary of where different things are at, what the new trends are, but it will avoid getting too much into the ins and outs of the stats because there's plenty of that out there already. Have a bit more fun with it instead.
Absolutely. And despite the fact that apparently not everyone loves a 5-hour monologue as I recount my glorious 3-2 at an event. So what we thought was that when we do these sorts of episodes, we can kind of talk about how the event went, just very briefly. But obviously, for example, if you're playing a certain army, you probably do actually want to hear in depth about how the game went, what the matchups or what you learned from those matchups, what the takeaway was, so that when you go to an event, you can try and apply it. Mm-hmm. So this will be if someone went to an event, they will just do a tournament report stream, and then you can tune in live or listen to it later. I know I used to listen to Best in Faction podcast, and I used to really enjoy because Colin Sherman was playing Eldar. Yeah. And I used to really enjoy listening because I wanted to learn everything I could about the Eldar. Whereas if it was one of those armies which I didn't particularly care about, sometimes it'd be interesting, but sometimes maybe not so much. So rather than just forcing you just to listen to it and extending our show by 45 minutes, we will kind of have brief summaries on these ones. And then on the full tournament report stream, it would just be like me hopping on to regale you with my bang averageness. and
exactly that.
Whoever wants to.
I think for fans of particular factions, this will really enable us to go up a level with what we can teach and what we can share in terms of our experiences playing particular factions, because it's not always easy to do that when you've got 4 people on a show trying to do a standard show and everyone's chatting through their armies, right? So this will really enable us to get in depth on the armies that we know and love very well, and share all of our experiences as we get into the game. So I know there's a very much a popular kind of demand for that, and people are really keen on it, but it'll mean that we can keep the sort of the Tuesday show just a bit more focused and snappy, and not all have to sort of tell very long tales of our bang averageness.
And Chris, with the different tiers that you've gone over, is that, I'm presuming that is a monthly cost you're speaking about, and not weekly or anything?
Daily, actually.
Well, no, I was thinking about people listening on the podcast and stuff like that, because a lot of podcasts do it by podcast.
100%. So that was for £4 a month, everybody.
Yeah. So you can certainly do things like, I know Sarastro Painting, he does, like when he does a video, you pay in a month, and that's how he does it. But ours is just a set. And obviously, as we talk through, like as the tiers get more money, you still get everything of the lesser tiers.
Yeah, it all adds up. Yeah.
But it's not specific to that. But yeah, so that's
and just to note as well, right? We do come up with stuff all the time that'll be added to this.
Oh, there's going to be,
this isn't like a finite thing that you'll get. Like, there'll be different things that come up along the way, and we'll go, yeah, that's going in this tier. So yeah.
Completely. We've not even talked about my Votan only podcast, Rock and Stone, which I'm still cooking up. So and that's ultimately what everyone's got. All your game show, right? There's a whole bunch of stuff that's very much going to be shining through anyway. So we'll keep adding. That's what we do. We're creative people. We like to keep throwing new stuff in and trying new stuff out. So, and hopefully by being part of this, we'll have more voices helping to kind of guide us and work out what people like and what they're after as well. Yep. Brilliant. Okay, so back to games now. That was all very serious. We've promoted our darndest, but now it's time for another game. Whose game is it? Where are we going?
It's my one this time. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to.
Oh,
can you see that screen?
Yes. Oh my word!
Price is right.
Who is that dapper young man?
Oh, hello.
Look at that.
He's a beauty.
I've even got lighting. Look at that. How good is that?
Oh. Yeah, you look incredibly dapper there.
Flashing. Oh, my word.
That's what I got told off for flashing last time. Right, anyway. Swissley's Price is Right. I have unabashedly stolen this from wonderful YouTube channel, Grim After Dark. If you like this and you want to see more of it, go watch them. So, all right, what we're going to do is Aaron, Tom, and Chris, you're all going to bid and try and get as close to the cost of the item that I'm about to show you.
Oh.
These are all things that have sold on eBay today.
Oh, my word.
Oh, wow.
My word.
That's exciting.
So we're starting low and we're going to go higher. Okay. So first one is up. If I can move the screen onwards. I don't know if I can. It won't move. Why won't it move?
Oh, no.
Okay. Cool.
I agree. I think it might well be a wedding photo, Lee, but I'm not sure. He's got something He's got an earring there, mate.
No. Why is it that move?
That's a bit of a sank about Mary there, I think. Hello, hi Thyron. Lovely to see you here from Barcelona.
Thank you very much.
Hey Thyron, how's it going?
All
right, first one
you
up.
making your way.
Your screen is. Oh, you're not. It's not connected anymore. Your screen.
Oh man, I'm making this so easy. This is just smooth as silk. Baby.
If you want more of exactly this on a monthly basis,
you can see this, right?
Oh my word! It's a Land Raider.
Oh,
and now it's gone. It's back.
It's a Land Raider.
It's back. There we go. Right, we're rocking. Cool. So, because I have to change my screen on my screen to know what the answers are. All right. Cool. So, Aaron, please describe what we're looking at for the audio listeners.
We have got a Khorne World Eaters Chaos Space Marine Land Raider painted up in red, mainly
it's
black,
bright red.
Bit of blood.
There's a bit of blood for the blood god on it. There's a sort of slightly melted looking Khornate symbol on the front. It's got spikes on, as you might expect. All
right.
That's
okay.
You're going to tell me, how much did this go for? How much do you think that this Land Raider has gone? 1p shit.
£20.
£22.50 today.
I've missed
so well
by a mile.
done, Aaron. Why?
It's a series of stilled image shares.
Oh, it's crying out. Oh, you see it now?
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Ooh.
Okay. So
but missing 8 termagant rippers.
price on it, £60.
Pounds.
£45. Oh, what do you reckon?
Oh, that's
Jeez. They've bought something that is literally £60.
By 8 termagants rippers, do they mean 8 termagants and the rippers are missing?
Yeah, I've got a huge box of termagants. Oh, on the wrong bases.
At least I know I can do this
Yeah,
time.
it looks like it.
Oh my god.
I think
Yeah,
Sean
yeah.
was
Play
pretty
me
close, actually.
some cool music. I'm going to cut it. Oh, I'm going to cut. Oh, which one do I cut out? Well, I'll do
Brown music.
Oh, this is such good times. Such good time. Shout out to Sean Catewell in the chat who guessed that termagant box set sold for millions.
All right. Can you see this now?
Can.
Wonderful. All right. Tom, can you describe this one for me, please?
I think I should hand it back to Aaron because I got all gobby and I chatted all over him when it wasn't my turn. In the first time that's ever happened to me ever.
Yeah, it's so unlikely.
So Aaron, do you want to tell them what we're looking at?
Yeah, this is a unit of 5 painted Harlequin jet bikes, but they are the original metal ones.
Pretty cool.
Look pretty well painted as well from the picture we've got.
Yeah.
Yeah, the original one that's got like the leader that's got the crazy, scary clown face on the front of the jet bike as well.
Indeed. So, Aaron, how much do you think these went for, my friend?
150.
Oof.
150. All right. Tom?
100.
100. And Chris?
£99.
Oh, Chris!
Yes, well, Chris, you are correct. It went for £67.
Oh, it's the same as the termagants.
It is exactly the same. as
To be fair, if you'd asked me to go first, I'd have said about 50. So yeah, that is
not good at the Price is Right, as it turns out. That's all right.
Yeah.
We live and we learn.
Well, we have a special one now, guys. So this one, I'm going to ask back to. Well, no, let's go to Tom again to tell us what these are.
So what we have here are some Forge World Talon Makali riders. So these are Astra Militarum, and they look to be some sort of weird hippo cavalry, is how I'm going to describe it.
penis. Well, the neck is.
It's got incredibly sort of like small elephants with really long phallic heads.
Yeah, very phallic-like.
And got some Talon riders on them. So I assume it has at some stage been some sort of Talon special unit where, like, I guess like the Death Courts of Krieg have got their Death Riders. This is Makali Riders. So this is a unit that goes back before my time and understanding. But someone's got to the point of establishing and base spraying them. They've got something on them, and they're ready to go for a willing owner to just slap chop the hell out of them.
I mean, what is the point in cavalry if it probably doesn't move very fast?
Yeah, it doesn't look very functional because it's like those things don't look dangerous, so it's not like they're going to hurt. They're not going to hurt anyone. So why have they brought these? I guess is the question.
Yeah, double jointed legs don't look particularly quick to run.
No, I don't think so. I think there's a very real risk they're just going to end up grazing on some dense terrain in the middle of the board, and the guys are just going to get shot off them.
You can tell the Forge World as well by how wonky their lances are.
those lances aren't hanging about. You will be replacing those within a month of using them.
But Tom, if I was to say to you, Tom, put a price on these, what would you say?
What price do I put on that? Davey, I'm going to have to go £67.
£67, all right. and then Aaron, what do you reckon? Oh no, Chris went last time.
Yeah, it should be me now. I will go for £55.
£55, and then Aaron
200.
200. Big spender Aaron is right.
What?
He's the closest with £160.
Oh my word! I didn't win a single one. I'm rubbish at this. Goodness gracious.
We've got 2 more to go, Tom.
Oh, we're still going. Okay.
This ends, I promise.
No, that's fine. That's great.
All right, next one up. Chris, do you want to explain this to me?
Okay, so this is the Space Hulk board game
Oh,
from
nice.
2014. Presumably new in box.
Yep. So,
God, that looks great.
how much do you think this is, Christopher?
150.
150. Next up, it would be, I think, Aaron.
78.
78. And then Tom.
110.
110.
Bang in the middle.
That's how you guys seem to play this. You sort of muscle out and try and get your little position. I get it.
While Tom is way last and with no hope of any kind of win here, Chris has pulled ahead here, winning this. This went for 205.
Oh my word!
Wow. Yeah, I would have. My gut was like 80, 90, but then actually, like, well, if they don't make it anymore, these things just go for low.
Yeah,
it's only from 2014, though, right? It's not even.
As soon as they don't make it anymore.
Well, I suppose that is old. We just hope it's not, right?
We need to keep careful hold of all our models and make sure
that's what we're learning.
We make sure we absolutely go to town on eBay.
All right, guys. Here's the last one. Aaron, this is for you to draw the game. Chris, for you to pull forward. Tom, pat on the head. Right. Okay. Let's. Aaron, can you describe this one for me?
Yeah, it's the Basilicum terrain piece from GW, still in its box, all sealed up. Apparently, it's rare now. It's got it's the big building, like the corner piece, and it's got the two big statues out the front.
They are very pretty, very dark
Aaron,
angels.
How much do you think this is?
I actually don't know. This is a bit of a tongue twister now. I reckon 120.
120? Cool. Tom?
140.
And Chris? Bearing in mind, all you need to do is beat Aaron.
All I need to do is beat...
Don't do that. No one likes it when someone plays the game like that and doesn't do false guesses.
It's not on, is it?
£19.99.
Well, the pat on the head award goes to my good friend Tom Lohman, lowest of men, because this went for. And bearing in mind, you were almost. You were what 60% of the price. It went for 235.
What?
So this piece of scenery that you can probably fiddle your models into the corner for a massive 200.
That's completely insane.
Plus postage, might I add.
Who is spending that on this?
Imagine that.
Crazy.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is Swissley's Price is Right.
So if you're in any moment concerned about how you might fund subscription to 6 Plus Patreon, just go and sell some of your leftover stuff on eBay, and it seems like phenomenal funds. I need to go dig through my garage and see what I've got. Those were some remarkable price tags on some of that stuff. That's crazy. Very good.
If they offer anything else, well, you are. So as we like saying, just provide for you a lot more content. So we change it in keeping with the theme that the players are submitting your lists and saying, well, this I want to go
exactly that. Yeah, I love working with weird concepts and squeezing the value out of this Doctor's probably pretty damn good right now. Look at it, and again, think a little bit about how you can make it sing in the current game and get the most out of it.
So we'll do a little series on how to beat X, which will just be this is these particular meta armies like weakness, and this is how you can try and play around it or build for it.
And we can do that for our own armies as well. We've got a bunch of faction experts who can help you to understand and tell you how to beat us, all that good stuff.
Absolutely. We're going to try and put out an extra bite-sized battle report every month, so that'll be 2, so 1 for free and then 1 for kind of like the £10 patrons, as well as any other video ideas that we come up with where we think actually this is probably a bit more personal to certain people, and then we can kind of aim it in this tier. We'll be having voting, so you can vote for the armies or maybe even the lists used in our battle reports. You'll be able to vote for or suggest podcast topics and that sort of thing. If you subscribe for 6 months, then you'll get 10 dice and a little measurer. For now, this will be UK only just because of postage and that sort of thing. And then finally, Lewis is offering up a 10% discount on all of his slam events. So Lewis runs, or Elmo Miniatures runs, multiple slam events, Saffron Slam, and all those sorts of things every year, and a 10% discount on that. If you go to 4 or 5 events over the course of the year from him, and let's face it, for us and our group and that sort of thing, we know lots of people who go to these events regularly. You do see a lot of the regular faces because they are so well run. Actually, that's paying for 2-3 months of your Patreon just by the savings you're making. So that's
very, very good if you're sort of Central or Eastern England. Really good event series that you can get involved in, and wonderful thing.
Absolutely. So there you go. That's all that, plus all the extras.
I personally am super excited for the Patreons to all vote for every podcast episode to be you talking about an event that you went to in your army.
I agree. You've got to give the people what they want. So,
Well, I feel that one can't be chosen though, because that is one of the
we locked behind the
benefits,
wall. Yeah, we've covered ourselves there. Good spot, Aaron. No.
Yeah, man. I mean, if you're listening to Chris's tournament report, that is 4 hours of free content. You can't beat that value, man.
Fuck you, Davey.
Yeah, that's fair.
That'll be the new game. We'll do a tournament report with 4 people, but there'll be a chess clock, and it'll be the 3 people versus Chris.
Super good.
Excellent.
Right, we've got another game.
Now it's Chris's Pluse quiz.
Sweet. Let's do it.
Is it my quiz now? Is it? Okay, right.
Okay.
So, I have trawled the archives of the history of the show and the channel as well to come up with 10 plus a bonus question. Very exciting questions for you. So, you can write your answer down if you want. We'll do one question, then an answer, etc. So, today is, as we've been saying, the 50th episode of the 6+++ show. But how many have been live streamed, including this one? I'm going to give you 3 choices. Is it 17, 20, or 23? Okay. Tom, what did you go for?
I've gone 17.
Okay.
Same.
Aaron?
17.
Davey?
17.
Oh.
Well, I'm delighted to tell you, you're all wrong. It was 20.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah, episode 30 started. So that's a strong start. So you're all on 0-0-0. Okay, cool.
I can't believe we've been live streaming for that long.
This sounds like a GT performance for all of us.
Okay. Question 2. Well done at home if you got that right. Question 2. Who participated in episode 1? I'm not going to give you multiple choice on this, but I will tell you it was 3 people.
I'm
trying to think who the third person would be.
I've got a slight edge here.
Yeah. No. No idea, to be honest. I can't think who the third person would be.
Yeah, Mark.
Definitely was a Mark.
Okay, right. So, who's feeling confident they got the answer right? Tom is, I imagine. Okay, Aaron, did you make up a name?
I did.
Who did you think was in the show?
I thought it was Chris, Tom, and Jamie East.
Chris, Tom, and Jamie East. Okay, Davey?
Chris, Tom, and Lee.
Okay, and Tom?
That's a good shout.
I have gone Chris, Tom, and Lee.
It was indeed Chris, Tom, and Lee.
But actually, I think we missed a trick not doing you, me, and Jamie East, because that would have just set out such a different stall for what this was going to be, and I've got so much time for it.
So, Aaron, what I did there was I edged my bets because there's 2 Lees in the team.
You didn't even know. You just played the numbers. You sneaky
That's why I said it was a good shout.
Yeah, well played.
You should have just said Jamie because there's 2 Jamies.
Yeah, that would have been smart as well.
I'll just put a big 1 next to my name. Don't worry.
Okay, right.
I've got 1 as well.
That's about you at the weekend as well, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tom is pretty much by this point world famous for his legendary openings. But what was the first ever opening he did? This is multiple choice. Was it welcome, ladies, gentlemen, and warp-dwelling deviants? Was it welcome, ladies, gentlemen, and living saints? Or was it welcome, ladies, gentlemen, and synapse creatures?
Oh.
What was his first ever one? So A was warp-dwelling deviants, B was living saints, C was synapse creatures.
Damned if I know. I do too many of those. I don't know.
They are all real examples. Tom did use all of them.
Yeah, no, I recognise him.
I think I know which one it is.
It's the look on Tom's face as he's trying to figure out what he done.
Yeah, well, this is my whole life is trying to remember what I did a little while ago, and I just don't ever know. Constantly
Or
surprised.
what other people did a long time
Well,
ago.
yeah, constantly surprised. Okay, cool. We'll go with that.
Right, okay, so Davey, what have you gone for?
Synapse.
Okay, synapse creatures. Aaron,
I went for the first one, the Deviants.
warp-dwelling deviants. And Tom,
I'm gonna go synapse creatures.
okay, the answer was synapse creatures.
Yes.
Well done.
Well done,
Yeah,
me.
man. Because I did the maths, man. I did the maths. It'd have gone back to when the Turnip book was out, right?
Yeah, if you think roughly when it would have been in the midst of Tyranid time, wouldn't it? Yeah, good
Also,
spot.
I got to stay loyal to the brood, man.
But also, warp dwelling deviants, like you've got to be a bit confident before you're pulling out something as
That would have been a bold
as
first episode.
wordy as that in it.
I'm just
I
going for
wouldn't
what
put it
I'm
past you, Tom.
wishing it was.
I would like to point out that Tom's very opening introduction was welcome to the 6++. And that was it. That was what he said. He didn't go for that.
Do I not do the extra plus? I think
No.
that took a little while to
just-
get going. Yeah, that like all good things that kind of emerged through.
Does that
Through
mean
the-
it was
through
a
the
different show
retelling.
and we're only on 49?
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Right. Now, for the podcast listeners, and for those of you who used to watch pre-live stream, you'll know that at the beginning of the podcast is a female voiceover. But who does that female
Oh,
voiceover?
that's a
This is
good
multiple choice. Is it
I think I know
A,
this one.
my sister, who I recently got back in contact with? Is it a professional voiceover artist from Fiverr, which is a website where you can get people to do sorts of things? Or is it a Britain's Got Talent semi-finalist?
I'm annoyed with you because you've deliberately worded this so I can't guess it straight away.
I wrote down, to be honest, and Chantel's watching, I wrote down Chantel. and then scored it out once it was an answer.
Oh, thanks, Chantal. Right, we've got an answer.
Yeah, I've got.
Okay, right. Tom, what have you gone for?
I have gone with the Britain's Got Talent semi-finalist.
Okay. Davey,
I think that's too precise. I've gone for Fiverr.
you've gone for the 5-1. And Aaron?
I went for the first one. Your sister that you got back in contact with because it sounded the best.
It's a much better story there. Dun, dun,
Yeah.
dun, dun, dun.
That would be
Yeah.
very cool. I actually do not have a sister. I am an only child.
Not that you know of.
Well, that's what I was hoping. It was like the Dad's Dalliance a few years ago
Yeah.
when he went down to the horse racing track.
She has to have one of your armies, Chris. You have to welcome her in.
So it was, in fact, a Britain's Got Talent semi-finalist because it is my cousin. My cousin. So for anyone who's ever watched Britain's Got Talent, Patsy May was like this puppet thing. She's an amazing puppeteer, and she got to the semi-finals with this awesome performance.
See, this is what
That's
threw me because I
amazing.
thought you told me before it was your cousin, but
Yeah.
because and I was like, oh, maybe it was your sister instead. Then you
Yeah,
said,
yeah.
Shenanigans.
yeah.
I was,
So good.
I was like, how can I phrase this so it's not just like really boring? So there we go. So yeah, fun fact for you. Right. Here we go. Chris. So who got that one right then? Davey,
I did. I'm on 3, I think.
Davey,
Yeah.
Tom.
Tom's on 3, Davy's on 2, I'm on 0.
The fact I was around for all of the show is definitely working out in my favour
hope so.
so far at this
Well,
at
we'll
this
find
stage.
I am only going to give you 10 seconds to write down your answer for this one.
Cool.
How many different members of the Pluse have been on the show?
Oh my word!
10.
Got it. Changing it.
Uh,
2.
okay.
1. Right, Aaron, what did you go for?
10.
Davey,
11.
Tom.
11.
Okay. 15.
Whoa!
wow.
That's loads.
No,
There's
so
only
we've
20
got-
in the group, isn't
No,
there?
it nearly is. So we've got Tom, we've got both Lees, we've got myself, Aaron, Davey, Paul, Stuart was on
Yep.
early on, Jamie
Yeah.
Clifford, Scrivo's been on, Ed's
Yep.
obviously been on, Franco's been on, we've had Lewis, we've had Jack, and we've had Alex.
Goodness gracious. Everyone
Yeah.
puts a shift in, huh?
15 out of
Cornucopia
22
of
us.
characters.
So
Lovely.
there you go. So nil par for all of you. Right, we were discussing this earlier actually. What month did episode 1 air?
Paul.
Mm.
Go on, what's the multiple choice?
There is one.
Okay.
We got 1 in 12. What month did it air?
I think I've got a guess, but we'll see.
I've guessed mine.
Yeah, okay.
I'll give you 2 points if you get it right. 1 point if you're one either side.
Ooh.
Okay, really up the ante here because Aaron needs all the help he can get.
I'm terrible at quizzes.
Right, we got an answer.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Right, Tom, what'd you go for?
September.
Okay, Aaron,
June.
June. Okay, Davey.
April.
Okay, well, somehow none of you have managed to get February.
February was it? There we
Oh.
go.
Fun, February 22. Yeah,
Oh, cool.
February the 1st was when it got uploaded. Okay, well, we're going well.
Didn't realise you were
High
that
scoring
inconsistent
game.
at the start.
We were much more spaced out back then.
Yeah, it wasn't weekly in the slightest. We've received some wonderful super chats in our time. Chantel popping up before 99 there. Thank you so much for Chantel.
Oh, thank you, Chantal.
What is the highest super chat, the most amount we've ever received?
Ooh.
And I have done multiple choice for this. Was it
Okay.
£10, £15, or £20?
Cool.
There is a chance for a viewer.
Well, I
Change
guessed
this
first,
question.
and it is one of them.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
If you want to currently just very quickly beat that, quickly nudge in some money there.
Oh man.
Cool.
Okay.
Everyone
Okay.
ready?
Yeah.
Hey,
Think
cool.
so.
Davey, what have you gone for?
20.
£20. Aaron?
10.
10. And Tom?
15, I think.
Oh, that's exciting. You've all gone for the different options. Only one of you could be right, and that person is Davey.
Oh, damn it.
I remember it.
Yeah, absolutely. I really can't remember who it was, which sucks. Was it Existence?
Some
I'm not
legend.
sure, but he put it for someone put it for all the work that Ed had done.
Oh yeah, because Ed went on the absolute run with all of
Yeah,
the
that was it.
streams when stuff came out, didn't he? Which was really good.
That was pretty awesome. Right, okay. I'm really excited for your answers for this question. Right, as we all know, Lewis went to Gibraltar and had a great time with his Imperial Fists. He went 4-2 with Matilda, the big tank that he no longer gets to use. May she rest in peace. Now, I'm sure you've all wondered this at the time. If he had decided to walk to Gibraltar from Saffron, how many days would it take him?
Oh dear. This is where my brain is not going to come through, I fear.
I'm excited for how. Assuming
I'm
that
going to
he-
be so wrong.
This is according to Google Maps, which I looked up today.
Hang on a minute. Let's do this roughly.
And I'll give you 3 marks if you get the exact number. 2 marks if you're one either side, and 1 mark if you're 2 either side.
The exact number. How many days to Gibraltar?
We're going to nail it. It's fine. You've got to
Yeah,
believe.
it's all right.
You've got to believe.
I've nailed it. I've nailed it.
Right, cool, excellent. Aaron, what have you gone for?
15 days.
15, okay. Tom,
35 days.
okay. Davey,
31.
31. Okay, the correct answer was 16.
Oh,
Oh,
Aaron.
Aaron's very close though.
Very close. So,
Not get any points for that.
2 marks.
Yeah, 2.
2
Oh,
points
awesome.
for that, Aaron, his catch up is
You
on.
got 2 points for that.
Yeah, because I said.
I mean, it was
three
out
marks.
of question.
Eyeballing a random walk distance.
Well,
No, because I worked out it's about just over
Yeah.
2,000 miles down there, and then if you do 3 a marathon takes about 6-7 hours to walk. If you do that, it's about 150 miles a day.
That's pretty good, to be fair. That's some good calculations.
Does that include swimming?
No, because it just said walking.
They've not allowed for
Yes,
things
you
like
walk on the water.
border
No, you-
checks as
What are you on about?
well.
You just walk through the Eurostar tunnel.
Highwaymen,
Oh, yeah.
all sorts of stuff can happen.
Excellent. Right. So that was question number 8. Question number 9. How many state of plays have been filmed, excluding the Death Watch one?
Oh dear.
Tom did them all, so he'll know.
Excuse me.
And I remember.
did one, thank you.
Good
Oh,
thing about
David
me,
Walker.
I remember everything I've ever done. That's
How many state of plays have been filmed?
Oh, okay.
I did quite a few in the like latter stage of 9th. Okay.
Well, there's 28 factions, Tommy, if that helps.
It doesn't.
I'll tell you for free, it is not all 28 factions.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
absolutely do not do
Because
all
Tom's
28.
prolific,
did one
but he's not that
faction
prolific.
twice.
Yeah. Some factions do get covered multiple times, especially the ones I like.
Right, we got an answer?
Yep.
Cool. David, what'd you go for?
15.
Okay. Aaron?
8.
Okay. Tom?
11.
It is 12.
Oh, god damn it.
So close. So close.
Can I have, if you add the Chris Redford one? Oh, no, that doesn't help me because I guessed too low. That's fine. Ignore me.
The answer is no, you cannot. Okay, right. Question.
Oh, so close.
Question 10. Now, what is our most on the channel ever? What is our most? I'll give you options here. What is our most viewed ever video? Okay. Is it battle report of Necrons versus Tzeentch? Is it a battle report of Custodes versus Thousand Sons? Or is it Ben's How to Paint the Mimera Eldar paint scheme video?
Oh,
What were the battle reports again?
Necrons versus Tzeentch, Custodes versus Thousand Sons. What's our most viewed? And I'll give you a bonus point for guessing the right number in the right thousands.
oh,
That's a nice clue.
So, no, I'm very nice like that, Aaron.
Yeah.
Cool. Got an answer.
Cool. Right. Tom got an answer?
yeah.
Okay, right. David, what do you think?
Well, I actually think it's Ben's, but I'm going with Necron versus Tzeentch, and I think it's in the 3000s.
You think Necrons versus Tzeentch and it's in the 3000s. So you think our most viewed video ever is in the 3000s? That's highly offensive. Okay, Aaron.
I've done Jakari tutorials that got more than that, I'm pretty sure.
Really?
Aaron, what did you go for?
I went for Ben's painting,
Okay,
and I've gone for 7,500.
okay. All right. And Tom, what have you gone for?
I'm also on Necrons versus Tzeentch, and I will go for 9,000.
9,000. Okay, right. In last place out of those three was Ben's Mimera video, which
Yeah,
was
stay in your box, Ben.
5,051 views.
That is good though, and it's a beautiful scheme.
It is, and it's amazing. In second place was the Custodes versus Thousand Sons video, which has 6,816 views. In first place was Necrons versus Tzeentch with 8,127. So close, Tom. So,
I nearly had it, but I'll take the 1 point. That's fine.
Yeah, absolutely.
Necron players love watching themselves get beaten.
Yeah, I was surprised because Tzeentch, that was me versus Lee, and it was that was pretty popular. And finally, so this is the bonus question.
A decider.
This could be a decider. Is it actually a decider?
Yeah,
No.
me and Tom are both on 4.
You're on 2, David.
No, I'm on 4.
He was on 3 before, so he
Oh.
said.
You
I
got
just
the
scored
20
one then.
quid one, and he didn't score one then. Did you choose the wrong report?
No, I chose the right report.
Oh, okay. Chris didn't give you a point, so that's why I didn't add it on.
No. Okay. Anyway,
So we're on 4
right,
each.
So closest wins. You've got to write down your answer. So there's no cheating.
Okay. All right.
Very simple question. How many videos have 6 produced?
I've
Sure.
definitely seen this in the
Chris,
recent
if I
time.
get this right, I win. If I get it exactly right.
If you get it exactly right, sure.
No, don't give him something like that. He's literally could have that on a tab right now. And he,
I don't
literally
even know how
right.
to find that on the tab.
Oh, it's literally right. You're a click away. Davey's got his phone out. Look at him. He's looking down.
It all kicks off.
Oh, I have no idea. Oh no. Well, it's a lot. All right.
Right. Okay. This is the moment. This is the ultimate winner of the ultimate 6 quiz. All to play for. Tom, what have you gone for?
212.
212.
Close to my number.
Okay. Aaron, what have you gone for?
216.
216. That's very close, right? And Davey, what have you gone for?
I want to say 211, but it's not. I've gone for what? I went for 101.
101.
Because I figured we'd done 50 episodes a day, and then all the other stuff is probably about 50.
It's like 50 of that. We know we
think Ed done
just
50 on his
established
own,
I did
didn't he?
12 state of play,
Yeah,
so
that's
that's
a really good
62
point, yeah.
already, and then there's a ton of bat reps and faction stuff.
Yeah.
So the correct answer is 176.
So I take it.
that's all.
Well done, Tom.
Yeah.
Tom is the most knowledgeable person.
That was a scrappy win in the end, but we'll take it.
And thus ends our quiz time.
That was actually a really lovely trip down memory lane, Chris. Thank you. Oh, goodness, how far we've come. Wonderful.
How
Time.
far we've come.
Very good.
Our first ever video, for those who don't know, was Custodes versus Thousand Suns, which was Lee versus myself.
Yes.
The
Very,
battle
very
report
good.
quality has gone downhill ever since.
I want to see Lee do, like he plays against himself. I want to see him battle report himself.
Yeah, MeVI. That's I think our second highest one is.
They did some pandemic.
We did some pandemic ones, and it'd be like I'd open up the video being like, "This is just me playing against myself. It's got unpainted models, but it's just more Warhammer's better than less Warhammer." And then the first comment will be like, "Your models weren't painted, and it didn't look very good."
Thank you, Internet, for keeping us on our toes. It is worth saying, if you go back and watch some of those very original bat reps, Chris and Lee used to have a skit at the start. So there's a skit, a bit at the beginning of one or two of those first ones. And I remember watching this and thinking, these are the coolest people I've ever seen. And I would like to spend years working very intensely with them.
We did. I'll have to rewatch those.
Oh man,
that is actually one thing I've been thinking of, is potentially bringing out a TikTok.
Oh, we definitely bring some skits and stuff back in. Yeah, we've had ideas for ages. Yeah.
I've literally got scripts written on my phone, just not got around to filming it. But
hashtag 40k peep show is coming. We're going to do it.
Absolutely.
It's long overdue.
Anyway, but away from the fun times, let's get back to the.
Let's get back to extraction of capital.
So, if you are thinking £10, I'm a millionaire. I want to back these guys because they're so cool. Shout out to Nurgle Matthew if you're listening. Please start
listening, Nurgle Matthew. Man, can we recruit him?
So we're looking for our very own Nurgle Matthew. But no, so
aren't we all?
I believe Scrivo done his little Nurgle cam picture.
Yes, he did. That has Scrivo all over it.
Very cool. Tapping him up. So obviously those ones are kind of more based around just producing video content. But maybe you want a bit of a helping hand. Maybe you want to be a chapter master. You can be a chapter master for £30 a month. Now that might seem like a lot, but you are getting mentoring. So at no point over these next 2 tiers are we going to be saying we've won multiple super majors, so we can tell you how to be a 4-0, a 5-0 player and go start winning and stuff like that. That isn't the goal of this at all. We are knowledgeable enough about the game, and as we said, like in terms of those of us who will be mentoring, literally it's our job to teach. Tom's a lecturer, I'm a teacher. I've done loads of sports coaching in my time. We've done this as a job as well. We know
for a very long time. Yeah.
We know how to make people better at things just by the processes. In the same way that I could probably help people at the gym. I have zero training in that, but I understand the processes of how to improve something.
Don't give away the next tier, the 6+ gym tier that's coming up in a minute.
Box tier.
Yeah.
So
you get a wife beater vest.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Don't give away all the secrets. So the idea here is that it's kind of like creating that accountability, and that just that having that person to bounce ideas off, get help for. You may be someone who is just getting into the competitive scene and would actually just like someone who is good at teaching and good at coaching and that sort of thing, to kind of just help you understand the game a bit better and get you thinking about your own game. Like when you train to be a teacher, a huge part of it is learning how to self-reflect. Like you teach a lesson,
Completely.
How did that lesson go? And I think a huge part of becoming a better 40k player is that step of learning how to self-reflect. And you only get better at it by doing it more, and maybe we could help you do that. So
100%.
we've kind of got 2 tiers related to this. So this is the first one. This is kind of the idea. This is like the introduction, like give it a go. Is it kind of worthwhile one? So this is £30. You get all the videos, everything on top, obviously. And this is, you'll have a coach, a mentor who will be there to support you. You do a survey, which gets you to self-reflect on yourself. We come up with a player profile. We think about how you want to progress as a player. You then get a monthly call with your mentor, and then you can just be talking through anything you want. And they can answer some questions, help you build the lists, whatever. And then after a few months, we look back at your questionnaire, your evaluation, and we see how we progressed, talking about the areas that you can improve upon, all those sorts of things. We play your lists on TTS or in a battle report if we have the models. So you could be like, I really want to try this, that, but I'd be curious for you to play it. We can go and just have a game on TTS. And we can play the list and to our friends and feedback to you about how it's gone and that sort of thing. You can watch the game and discuss it, etc., like that. And on top of that, Elmo Miniatures, aka Lewis, has very kindly offered to host an annual event for all of those players who are in either this tier or the next tier. And it would be a free to enter event. So you wouldn't have to pay. It would just be all those who kind of being coached in that come along and play in a little one-day tournament. Which
we'll do our best to make sure it's a silly and memorable event in its own way as well. We'll throw some ideas in, have some interesting bits.
Yeah,
and we can all see what you've learned.
For sure.
Yeah. And it's worth saying on this. Yeah, I think Chris and I, we've both been on a journey with this game for a few years now. We've got consistently better at it. And we've learned to play a whole range of different armies. And as I say, for us, because we're teachers, we inevitably turn to thinking about how do I understand this through the prism of breaking it down, analysing it and teaching it to other people. That's how we get a lot of joy out of the game. We really enjoy doing that. And we really enjoy meeting different challenges. So I think we felt like this is something that we're very well positioned to do because it is our bread and butter. This is our day job and we do it very well. But I also wanted to say that we have tested this. We have not simply come out here to ask this from you having not tried it out. This has been tested. Towards the end of 9th, I have tried this out and had a go at the mentoring just to see how it would work for a few months with a few different people. So I'm going to take the opportunity here just to read out a couple of little reviews that I got off the back of that to give you some idea of how it works. So the first one here, I'm going to keep them anonymous just in case. And the first one here says, I started coaching earlier in 2023 to improve my own skills and to feel more confident going into games where in the past I would have been unsure of the strategy. In coaching and playtesting sessions with Tom, we were able to work on my skills, play to my strengths, identify some key mistakes and identify ways to approach matchups better, all of which I was able to regularly apply and identify in later games. The sessions have been very helpful and I have achieved some of my best results yet, including 4-1 at a teams event with CSN. So that was very, very nice. This student very kindly left out that they also beat me in one of our mentoring games. beat me very impressively. But I was on a weird finesse list and I got exactly what I deserved. But this happens sometimes, and that's all part of it. Next up, we have Towards the end of 9th edition, I felt I had a good grasp of my army, Adeptus Sororitas, and had found a comfort level in the core of my lists. I had my favourite units and was building around Bloody Rose. List building had stopped being about experimentation and discovery and was really a process of tweaking. I was taking part quite a lot and was happy with my results, although these were a bit lower down. And I was also prone to occasionally getting stomped, and I couldn't ever seem to work out or identify why. I wanted to become more consistent and to weed out poor performances, and I wanted to feel more in control of outcomes and unlock more tools for dealing with a range of opponents. That's when I decided to work with Tom. Tom has 2 unique traits that make him an excellent coach or mentor for 40k. Firstly, he's an excellent teacher. Like all good teachers, he's able to deliver suggestions and ideas by working with the individual in question to understand them and their needs, and not simply implant sort of standard textbook information. Secondly, he's an awesome player. Specifically, he's able to assess and digest very quickly the key tools of any army you might want to play, turn them into concepts to base your play around and list building around. He's able to leverage his understanding of the game and the general meta, mix of rules, missions, strong armies, etc., from his own play experience to mix with the needs that you specifically have, to cover more variety, score well, and work out when and how to punch a little harder as well. Over time, and supported via a series of sessions, I was able to change how I was building my lists and planning for armies. Crucially, I was able to start experimenting a bit more and having more fun by making a series of changes that avoided the need to purchase new kits. Tom can spot where big changes can be key, but he also knows where smaller nuances lie and how little changes can make a list perform better. The breadth of changes spanned from swapping between sub-factions, trying slightly different units, and building in tech like fight first, fight last, additional movement, etc. Overall, I was hugely satisfied with this service. It felt like it allowed me to explore new directions, turn over a new leaf, and add vital depth to my list building, planning, and approach to games. As 10th edition develops, I will certainly call on Tom again to help me master the new edition and get me ready for my future 10th edition tournaments. So there we are, a couple of relatively satisfied customers. Like all things, this is a learning experience. We're learning how we go. We want to evolve as we do this. But I was very keen to make sure we had some data when we got here. And the good news is I'm very confident we can achieve some really wonderful things with players of all different sorts of levels, help you accomplish a range of goals and get you playing better and more comfortably, if that's something that you're interested in. And if you want to do that with some fun, normal people, we're you guys.
Absolutely. And I think we're going to be able to talk about that. Oh, you're at the 1-4 level, or you're just wanting to learn the rules. We're going to be in quite a good place to teach you, because we're quite good at, as part of our job, breaking down the absolute basics
completely
and knowing how to pace it, compared to maybe someone who sees in the game in a very different way at the highest level, who then is going to be like, well, you just do this, this, and this, and thinking about these 27 different things. And then once you do that, it will become an instinct. That's not really how it could necessarily be. So I think we'll be quite good at providing that basic.
Thanks, Gail Morris.
What did Jack say? I like this new song. Tom
reads his own Yelp reviews. It's great. Spot on the money.
So that is the £30 thing. So you create a coaching profile, you get a monthly call, and just a discussion thing, and you also get to be part of this free once annual tournament.
Awesome.
And then I believe it's the turn of Aaron.
Aaron.
It is. We've got a nice game of 40k themed 20 questions for the three of you. So I've taken a set of different, we'll go from one at a time, but obviously just a data sheet from 10th edition. And you have 20 questions between you to figure out what that data sheet is. I can go around, or do you want to call it out randomly, or do you want me to go to each one of you in turn so you each get sort of the same amount?
In turn, so then Chris isn't asking every question.
Right. Go on then, David. You may ask the first question.
Oh, God. Is it infantry?
It is.
Is it battle line?
It is.
Is it an Imperium faction?
No.
Is it Xenos?
Yes.
Is it hive mind?
No.
No.
Infantry battle line. Is it on a 25mm base?
I don't bloody know. Yeah, it doesn't have that on here, so we'll give you another question.
Okay. Does it move more than 6 inches?
No.
Good question.
Thank you.
However, it would have been useful. Does it have a shooting profile?
Yes. I'm glad you didn't go with, is it eligible to shoot?
Does it have more than one melee attack?
Profile, like weapon? No.
No, sorry. I mean, in terms of its number of attacks, does it have more than one?
No.
No. Okay.
So we've got a battle line infantry with 1 attack.
Yeah. So it's are we working as a team here? Or are we?
Yeah.
So it's going to be something that shoots. If it's got 1 attack and it's
you are getting
Xenos.
scored separately.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't care. We're a collaborative team. It's fine. It's fine. I'll take my turn.
Sounds like Orc Boys, Chris.
Nah, too many. No, that's why I asked about the attacks because it like. Oh yes, see, yes.
Davey.
God, Davey, what are you like? Can't take you anywhere. I reckon it's like.
You're only 8 questions in.
Okay.
So we've got time.
Yeah.
But flimsy gun Xenos is where I'm feeling.
Can these models reanimate?
They can.
Oh, there you go.
Is it Necron Warriors?
It is indeed.
Yeah, baby.
Thanks, Chris.
I've literally written that down here.
I was literally about to guess Guardians as well.
Yeah, I was thinking Tau Fire Warriors. But...
All right, so next one up, starting with Tom.
Okay. Right.
Okay. Is it a monster?
Yes.
I'm psychic.
It's true.
Is it Xenos?
No.
Ooh.
Davey's disappointed. It's not Tyranid.
It's a Harrisburg.
Is it? Is it a greater demon?
No.
Does it have wings?
No.
That was Tom's question, man.
No,
That's
sorry.
fine. It doesn't matter.
Sorry.
When someone
Chris
else
was
talks
being Chris.
I just take my licks. It's overdue. But so we know it's not a demon. It's a monster. Is it? Would we establish it's not Xenos?
It's not Xenos, no.
No, it's not Xenos.
It's not Xenos. Good grief. What else does that leave? Is it a Primarch?
It is.
Yeah. Go on, Chris. Bring it home.
Oh, well, how many...
There's 2, yeah, there's 2. You got a 50-50 chance.
Can you fuck this up enough that I might have a chance? Go on.
Is he the leader of the Dark Angels?
He is.
Then I'm going to say, is it the lion?
Yes, it is.
Why would you just say, is it the lion?
Well, it's a fun and interactive game, Davey.
Yeah, we're working as a team here, man. Although Davey is hoovering up.
Yeah.
Davey's like, is it the lion? Oh, 2-0.
Right, next one up. Chris, you go first.
Okay. Is it a vehicle?
No.
Oh, damn it.
Is it Xenos?
No.
Is it a fortification?
No.
That's a real shame.
It's not a vehicle. It's not. Is it? What's that? Is it infantry?
No.
Infantry vehicle monster all ticked off. We've got a problem here, boys.
No, we haven't ticked off monster, have we?
Have we not?
Yeah.
Well, why don't you do it, Davey?
No, did we say is it a vehicle?
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't think we did. I think you're right.
So it's either a monster, it's either a vehicle or a flyer. Well, vehicle.
It's
and
not a
flyer
vehicle. I
usually
said, is it a vehicle?
No, sorry, monster or a flyer.
Could be mounted.
Or a beast.
Could be mounted, yeah.
Or a swarm. You did a swarm. A sexy swarm.
And we said it's not Xenos. Is it Imperium?
No.
Okay.
Is it a monster?
No.
Ah.
Is it a beast?
Yes.
Oh.
So it's a
And
beast.
it's not. Oh, shit, did I? Oh, so it's Chaos and it's a beast. Is it a Beast of Node?
No.
Is it a fiend?
No.
Oh. We might have jumped ahead here. We might need to zero in a bit more.
Oh,
Than we...
and, no, there's only so many beasts.
Is
Right?
it Zinc related?
No.
Oh, okay. It's not screen.
Is it a spawn?
It is.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn it. Davey's 3-0 up here.
Right,
It's like
so back
watching
to you, Davey.
Southampton.
Oh, me go first. Is it Xenos?
Yes.
Can it fly?
No.
Okay.
Is it a vehicle?
No.
Is it got more than 10 wounds?
Yes.
I don't know why I thought. Oh, I should have said, is it a monster, really, shouldn't I?
I've forgotten what we've found out so far. So it's more,
So-
Xenos,
more than 10 wounds.
Xenos,
It's
more than
Xenos.
10 wounds.
And it cannot fly, did you say?
Yeah, it can't fly. It can't fly.
Can't-
But we haven't got a keyword locked in for it yet, have we?
No. And it is Xenos.
it's a monster.
Is it a monster?
Yes.
Could be two things. Hey, oh, sorry.
No, it's not okay, Davey. You know what? Is it? Does it shoot?
Yes. No.
That's a shame.
Flying.
Talos does fly too,
Talos
for
fly.
all the good it does.
It's not hive mind.
What Xenos have?
Is it an orc thing?
No.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, we're Xenos monster.
Does Eldari count as Xenos?
Eldari do have some. Is it a wraith construct?
Yes.
Is it a wraith lord?
No.
Wraith Knight.
Is
Yep.
it the wraith knight? Oh god.
Is a Wraith a monster?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
hell?
It is. Yeah. It is. But they're living organisms. They're wraithbone, right? They're not.
Yeah,
They're not vehicles.
No, so it's
Oh,
not a
yeah,
vehicle,
no,
so it's a real weird one for throwing you off.
Because fun story, Davey. Once in 8th edition, I got beaten in real hard by Imperial Fist because they used to get +1 damage against vehicles, and so I went away and thought I'll not get caught out by those Imperial Fists again. And I brought an all Wraith army with Wraith Knights and Wraith Lords because they're all monsters. Like, it doesn't work. And I never played Imperial Fist ever again. So it didn't.
No.
All right, next one up, Tom.
Okay. Is it a named character?
No.
Oh well.
How boring.
Got to shoot for the moon.
Is it a vehicle?
No.
Oh, come on.
Does it have arms?
Yes.
Does it have lots of arms?
Yes.
Good question.
So what are we defining as lots of arms? More than 2?
Well,
That's what I've gone with because
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
more than the appropriate
More than
amount
your
of
Yeah.
human normative number of arms. Yeah.
Is it infantry?
Yes.
Oh.
Is it hive mind?
Yes.
Decent.
No.
Ah.
Is it an acolyte hybrid?
No.
Okay.
Is it a patriarch?
No.
Okay.
So
Is it a tyrannid?
Oh,
Oh. Okay. So it's
it's hive mind. did you
so it's
say?
hive mind, but not like a tyrannid. So it's.
GSC.
Have we said? Did we say we said gene stealers, didn't we?
yeah.
Uh,
You said Jane said it's an acolyte, so I guess neophytes.
Some of them do have multiple arms. Is it a neophyte?
Nope.
Is it a hybrid metamorph?
Well, I know it is.
Kellamore.
It is a killer.
Hey, well done,
Didn't
Davey.
say a character though.
No, he's not a
No, he
named
said
character.
named character.
Oh, do you
He's not an individual character. You can currently
No,
run
is it?
3,
Ah.
but you wouldn't because they're garbage.
Yeah, it's a shame.
One
that
was a
Because he's a
I've
lone
never
operative
really
with a
thought.
12-inch range gun, which some of you might identify as not a good combination of things to
How
have.
many points is it?
He is currently 55.
Can you
Oh, it's
shoot and
still not
move?
bad. You can
I
sit
don't
on
know.
it.
You'd have to make him like like 35, I think, for him to be worth anyone's time.
I have
he
got
just-
some more. If you
He literally has to walk into being dead range to do anything.
Should we do one more for the road?
One more for posterity. Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, let me pick what one it's going to be. Okay, yeah, I've got this one.
Oh,
So, Chris.
is it a vehicle?
Yes.
Yes,
I was going to say, does it have arms? Does it have wheels?
No.
Oh, I should have said tracks. Does it have tracks? Sorry.
No.
Okay.
So we've got a vehicle, doesn't have tracks.
Is it a dreadnought?
No.
Is it a skimmer?
No.
Okay.
Does it have a turret?
No.
Does it fly?
No.
So it's a vehicle.
Does it have cute little legs?
Sorry.
What's your definition of cute?
In my head, I was just thinking killer cans, to be honest. Have we identified its faction yet?
No. Is it Xenos?
No.
Is it Imperium?
Yes.
Is it a Dune Crawl Onager?
No.
Is it an AdMech vehicle?
No.
Okay. Is it a Sisters of Battle vehicle?
No.
Space Marine vehicle?
Nope.
Imperial Guard vehicle?
Nope.
Oh.
You've had 14 questions.
Is it a Death Watch vehicle?
Nope.
That's Space Marines.
Space Ranger did.
Was they not
Don't
doing
be
this?
waiting for
Oh,
the
don't be
question.
knobheads.
Oh.
Come on.
So
We're all
we've
in this together, boys.
had
Don't
Space Marines,
panic.
We've had Guard. We've had Sisters.
Oh, 20 questions, not 30 questions. Right, sorry.
Yeah.
That was.
Yeah, you've got 5 questions left.
Yeah, we fucked this. I fucked this. Sorry, everyone. I've asked, does it have tiny little legs? And is it?
I actually ignored that one.
Oh, did you? Oh, that's very sweet of you.
So it's definitely Imperium.
That's not a question.
But he has said. Yeah, he has said Imperium, and we have ruled out AdMech, Sisters, Space Marines, Death Watch, hopefully,
And Guard.
and Guard. So what the heck is
Aaron,
left?
have I asked, is it a
Oh.
dreadnought?
Oh, it's a
You
knight.
have asked that.
Okay.
Is it a knight?
No.
Oh, for
Oh.
God's
Right, right, right.
the hell's left? Oh. Is it? What are they called? Shiny, teleporty, psychic lads.
Oh,
So I think, and we've said it's not a dreadnought. So that rules the current army.
well, I mean,
Oh no!
3.
Don't think they have a name, mate. Not
So it's a
vehicles.
non-flying vehicle.
That's not a dreadnought.
That's not a dreadnought. That is an Imperium model.
To be fair, does the Caladius grab tank fly?
Yes.
what was that one?
That's not a question there.
Oh,
Yeah, I was being nice to you and giving you the answer.
So it's not the Caladius because we said it doesn't fly.
Mm.
Now remember, this is a podcast as well, so you're gonna have to keep some vocal going.
yeah.
Sorry, guys,
Silent.
we're all a little bit stunned here because
Oh.
we've run out of ground for this one.
Imperium.
Oh, hang on. Is it? No, you said it's not. Sorry. God, blimey, Governor.
Let me just Google Imperium.
I had no idea. I'm just completely stumped.
I mean, you can concede if you want, even though you've got 3
No,
questions
Well,
left.
we're gonna take our 3 shots and go out swinging.
yeah. See.
Oh, hang on. Right, I'm not saying this as a question, but is it a servitor? Like, could it be a servitor? Is that?
I don't even know vehicle infantry. I think.
Yeah,
Oh,
they're not
it said
vehicles.
it's not infantry. I thought it
It's
might
vehicle.
have some random keyword about being a vehicle. Sorry.
A non-flying. a walking. I can't think what faction it could be.
Yeah, that's what.
I still think it's Grey Knight.
Okay, so what?
We'll do that one then, and we can rule that out.
Well, the only other one would be we haven't said it could be the Grand Master in Nemesis Dreadnought, right? That's the other one. We just guessed the normal
Yeah.
Dreadnought.
Is it from the Grey Knight faction?
No.
Damn it!
There we go, Tom.
Sorry, everybody. God damn it.
And just to be clear, you're not counting Leagues of Votann as Imperium.
No, because they're not Imperium. He knows that. He's better than that.
Hang on. What about Imperial armor, guys? Is it a Warlord Titan? Right? Could it be that?
That would be Imperial Knights, wouldn't it?
No, because technically under here,
Someone is cheating.
I'm just referencing what factions there are. That's the only Imperium faction.
I'm completely out here. I got no idea.
Is it Imperial armor?
Yes.
All right. So we
It's
have
the last one.
The last
four
question.
ones to choose from, right? We can either choose a Reaver Titan, a Nemesis Titan, a Warhound Titan, or a Warlord Titan. I'm not Aaron. He likes to go for the biggest and best, right? So
I think that's right.
I think it's got to be Warlord Titan.
Go on.
Is it a Warlord Titan?
Nope. It was a Warhound Titan.
Yeah, so I think if I hadn't faffed around as much, we'd have eventually been able to get to that.
Yeah,
Sorry,
so I went for
everybody.
one that you could use in 2,000 points.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's very
I
reasonable.
think saying that was an Imperial Knight is a bit cheeky, though.
Because it's not.
Fair.
It's not.
Okay,
I
fine.
looked. It's different.
But I was hoping you were gonna like put out some like random questions like on the range or some of the daft strength of its weapons and that.
No, yeah. Well, you just stomped us when it was like it's Imperium, but
Yeah.
none of these things.
Yeah.
I thought you'd go straight to just a Titan.
No.
Why would we say, is it a Titan?
No, but as soon as you found out it was a vehicle that didn't fly,
Mm,
wasn't a skimmer,
Yeah.
wasn't
you're right.
a dreadnought
We should have
or
locked in on
a,
it sooner.
yeah.
Yeah. You know what would have been really useful? How many legs does it have? We should have said that one, eh?
Well, I said, does it have
What
two
about that?
cute little legs? Which is actually
I think you
arguably
said
true.
Cute little legs. I don't think.
Yeah.
It's cute to stretch.
I knew you were thinking of knights, which is what I did, or something like that. So
Well, look, we can't let that haunt us.
But
We're
well
just gonna
done,
move
Aaron.
forward.
Yeah.
Well done, Aaron. That was a good game.
Yeah.
Tough, demanding game.
Would like to shout out the chat who gave us a grand total of 0 support.
They just let us flounder
There are
and
some
swim.
of you watching right now. You did not put a single thought on there.
I think they like to watch us struggle sometimes.
You
I think
let yourself
that's totally fair. No, they
Yeah,
respected the
Morris did jump
competitive
in for one of
integrity.
them saying, "Is it mounted?"
That is
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
That is true. Which
It-
takes his ratio of digs against me to helpful contributions to 1-1. So well done, get mine. Right. I think
So-
we're running to the end here, guys. So we're
We are,
gonna get to the end of our glorious tier system and then call
Absolutely.
it adieu.
So you're sat there going, this £30 malarkey sounds quite tasty, but maybe I will want more out of this. Well, we're here for you because for those of you who so
Primark.
wish, you can join the Primark tier.
Oh yeah.
which is £100 a month. So what do you get for that? Well, it's our kind of like maximized version of mentoring. So everything we spoke about previously, the opening survey you're going to reflect on yourself as a player. We'll have a conversation with you. We'll come up with a plan of action for the next couple of months. How are we going to proceed? We're going to build you up a player profile. You're going to get every month. You're going to get 2 calls and a TTS game. Okay, so that is actually that's quite a few hours of.
Oh yeah, it's plenty of points of contact time.
Yeah, lots of contact time there. You're going to be able to play. We're going to try out your lists. We're going to be able to work out. We're going to progress. We're going to track your progress, and a huge part of getting better is practicing and being accountable.
Yeah.
Right. It's having that person checking in. How's it going? It's about being able to feedback how your games went, what you took away from it. What about your events? It's about I've got this practice game now. What do you think I should be looking out for? And then after the game, this is how it went, reviewing, reflecting. And your mentor will be here at all stages to talk you through those things. And again, it's not about us going, you should do this, this, and this, and be thinking about these things. It's about you working those things out yourself, and being able to kind of learn how to apply them. So it's us kind of prompting you.
Exactly.
Building that structure so your understanding of the game improves rather than anyone just saying, oh, well, these are the key things that you should be doing.
Precisely that. Yeah, we want to nurture that kind of generative and creative side. I think that's a side we really enjoy, and I think it's a side a lot of people quite innately enjoy when they come to the game. And when we're not people who are going to stamp that out of you and make you do X, Y, Z. It's about how do you learn to use that process effectively to make you better, keep you accountable to yourself, and also improve the way you look at and understand the game to make good decisions.
And if we're being successful at doing this, you aren't going to be on this tier for a year, are you? You're going to be there.
Not.
As much as we love that, you're going to be on this tier for a few months, learning the processes, and then you can go away and kind of like learn yourself. And maybe you come back a bit later on, but you can learn how to track and progress. And maybe you just want someone to be accountable, and you want to have someone to play a TTS game with and talk. We're fortunate in our position. We've got a good group of us who like to talk and play about the game. Maybe you're one of those people who actually you're into the game, you're a bit new to the game, you haven't got that big group of players, and actually you'd like to play with someone different and be able to talk and bounce ideas off them. A huge part of improving is also playing with like strong players or players who kind of have more advanced understanding of the game than you at the current time. So if you are kind of those players who just you go to the tournament for a good time and you want to push on, maybe you haven't thought about how to think of the game in more of a kind of like a way that other players do, then this could be for you. Just to really but the thing I really want to push at this is all of this is going to be really personalized, all about tracking your progress, making you accountable, coming up with ways of practicing, giving you the chance to reflect and stuff. There'll be an additional dedicated Discord section for you. You'll just get a set of dice and a measurer for free as long as you're in the UK. We'll ship that off to you. And Scrivo has very kindly offered, so he does some incredible artwork. He designs all our thumbnails. He's done portraits of some of us and that sort of thing, which we use in various places. And he's offered to do a portrait for you, which he normally charges like 60 quid for.
Yeah, they're really cute drawings. He'll draw you as whatever 40k species or unit you want to be. We've all got various different ones. He's done me as a homunculus. Aaron's a commissar. Chris is a custodes. We've got a whole bunch of these ourselves. They're really cool, and we'll have a big wall of Hall of Fame with all of the people that have worked with us over the years as well. It'd be really nice to have.
Absolutely. And so that's kind of the ultimate package. I'm just going to put this out there. If you go to any of those professional kind of like people who coach out there, they're charging more like the £300-400 mark.
Yeah.
Okay. So so you have that level of thing. We aren't going to sit here and go, well, if you want the very best coaching there has been, you should come to us, because we're not saying that. We aren't here to offer you the fact that we are multiple super major winners and therefore we know everything. Our line is that we're actually very good at the coaching and teaching part. We know the game well enough to coach and teach in a strong way, and we think therefore that makes us good at doing that at a much cheaper price, because we're not bringing about. I mean, we have won tournaments, right? We do know what we're talking about. Just to clarify.
Yeah.
All of us have, haven't we, Tom?
Hey, I've won tournaments. I've won home turf. That counts.
But we've done well enough at events. We've got top players who's ranked very highly. In fact,
very consistent high finishes, podium places, and people who do very well within their respective factions.
I think something as an example on this would be like, I suppose, ad hoc coaching for myself through joining the team and working with everyone. Is my first event I went to a year ago last weekend, just gone, was the Leeds one, and I went 1-4 at it. And the last two-day events I've gone 4-1 at. Yeah. So
that's a year playing and working alongside us. Yeah.
So,
and your last 3 RTTs, Aaron, which you dropped in before the chat and don't think you were getting away
bosh,
with
gold armor, gold medals. It's all good. Yeah, absolutely. And that's it. And I think that's the other thing. We've got a whole team around us who are all evolving and progressing, and we really, we've all learned over the years how to help each other and move each other along, and that's something we're really, really up for sharing and sharing and using that toolkit more widely. And we think there's a bunch of people out there who'd be interested and benefit from that. So if you're one of those people, do get in touch.
Our chat literally doesn't stop.
Right? It never stops. We don't sleep.
Never stops.
There were messages at 4:30 this morning. I'm not joking.
Yeah, that was me. Sorry.
Ed's been suffering a bit from burnout. So Ed took like a week off, and he sent me a message. I just checked in with him yesterday. He was like, what happened? And so he's been away a week, and there had been 2,099 messages on our WhatsApp chat.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
So no one can say that we're not plugged in.
And we as a team have actually very, very recently, as in literally like yesterday, been making a move to think about how we can improve ourselves. And we've kind of set up ourselves a little like those who want to be involved, and all four of us are in that. A kick-on project where we're going to be working out how to practice better, how we can build more information like databases and that sort of thing for our teams and for our matchups, and just really focusing our practice sessions so that they're useful for everyone. And it's not just you forgot to do this, now I'm going to beat you, haha. It's more of a, right, here's us two people. How can we work out the best way to play this game from deployment through to turn 1, 2, 3, or whatever? And great, cool. Now I understand this matchup better because we both worked together to play this game. Cool. Thanks for that. See you later.
I think there'll be a bunch of lessons in there that we can apply more widely to all of this other stuff, all this wider content. And that's very much where we're at as a team. We've had a really incredible couple of years actually coming out of lockdown. We've become more visible and more successful than ever before. We know a lot of people in the game now, and we're playing up against a lot of the best players in the country on a fairly regular basis. Chris has obviously played Josh Roberts literally this weekend. Those are the kind of names we end up coming across as we make our way through the event. And yeah, we're just going to keep on rolling, keep getting better. That's what we're about, and aiming to still have a very fun time while we do it as well. Not lose the silly side.
Yeah,
and I think that's important, right? And that's something that we'll absolutely bring to this. We want to help people out and have a good time doing it. Make sure people find the joy in the game at all times as well.
Yeah, there are loads of podcasts out there if that's what you want to be listening to. The guys who are winning all these massive events and that sort of thing, and they are very knowledgeable. We are still going to be doing all of the same content exactly. It's just if you do want a bit more and you want it presented in a more like teaching, coachable, maybe relatable way for those bang average of you out there, then we are
come join your people.
That's it. Other than that, we'll still be here, still plying away with our 10 live listeners. And
hell yeah, let's do it.
Absolutely. So yeah,
wonderful.
That's the Patreon. So basically, we'll be now mentioning that a bit more often, and I'm going to create a post, and it's going to be a Facebook post with the Patreon link. And if you want to win some very exciting prizes,
oh yes,
then all you need to do is either like and comment, or if you're proud of your Warhammer 40k-ness and happy to share it, then feel free to. But I also know that many of us live in hidden corners and don't want to share Warhammer 40k things.
If you've got a wargaming specific account, go ahead
and share.
If you want to share the Instagram post or the story that I do, or on YouTube, if you just comment on it, you'll be entered into a prize draw, which we will announce next Tuesday's show. And there's a myriad of prizes. Some aren't confirmed yet, but I can confirm one of the prizes is getting to play a game with Tom on TTS, where he uses his Votan.
You get to throw down against the leagues of Votan.
Tom.
Jack, you're not allowed to enter for this because you've already done that once. I don't want you to do. I don't want you to do it again. But so I'm a Votan main these days. You can come and find out the raw power of the Votan on Tabletop Simulator in a game with me as one of our awards.
We have actual models, so some of us have donated a variety of different models to be sent out to you. And we are also going to be offering up a free month of the Primarch tier. Minus the Scrivo. Well, but you get the coaching. Well, maybe Scrivo might.
Well, we'll see. Yeah, we'll see how Scrivo's feeling. He's an artist. We don't want to make too many promises on his behalf.
Exactly that.
But for ourselves, we can make all sorts of promises.
And we've got various models, the mentoring. Yeah, there'll be a whole host of things. So I'll put a post up if you like, comment on it, share it, etc. It will get entered into the prize draw, and then we'll do the things on Tuesday.
Yeah, exactly that. And so we'll announce the results from the giveaway next week, where hopefully I think we're going to have Scrivo back from the WTC to talk about his experiences with Team Wales as well. Should be a really fun show. He'll be knackered, and we will find out exactly how high Team Wales finished.
Oh yeah, they take down the title. Maybe.
Brilliant. So we've popped the Patreon link there in the chat for you guys, and we'll start plugging this a little bit more regularly. Obviously, we're here because we enjoy it and we want to have a fun time doing it. The sort of self-promotion side does not come as naturally to us. So thanks very much for bearing with us as we sort of plugged ourselves a little bit this show, and we'll try and make sure it fits in a reasonable and subtle amount in amongst all the usual stuff that you guys know and love going forwards as well. So yeah, thanks massively to all of you for listening to this wherever you are. If you're listening in the live show, if you're listening to the podcast, it means an awful lot to just having that quiz with Chris earlier on. We have come a very long way in a very short space of time, and it's been an absolute ride, and we're delighted that you've all helped make that possible. So thank you very much, and hopefully we'll have some of you along with us for this next chapter as well.
Bye.
Brilliant.
Bye.
Bye.